Here we go.
Okay, hello everyone. Hi. Let's use the chat. You're also welcome, of course, to unmute yourself if you'd like. Okay, so very nice to see you all. You are on The Money Mind. It's February 4th, 2025. I can't believe we're already in February. Brought to you by Guaranteed Prosperity, and it's hosted by me, yours truly, Gal Ezra. How long is up to you? Your first million is up to us. That's what the Money Mind is all about. I know some of you that are on here have not yet joined the Money Mind. That's okay. Today is going to be very powerful. On that note, let's begin. First of all, agreements. Nothing I say today is true unless it's true for you. You need to evaluate it and see that it is true for you and not just because it sounds good or because I said it. Two, your participation is vital for all of us. Imagine that we had everybody on here never saying a word, very serious, just listening, hoping to get something out of it and waiting for it to come to them. It won't work so well. The idea is to be alive, to make this coaching session powerful for you. And how that's going to happen is by you participating, not by you sitting there and waiting to get something. You need to get it yourself. Three, if you don't understand something, stop me. I'm happy to explain. I love answering questions. So please ask. And four, nothing I teach is new. You already know it. You are a spiritual being that knows, and I'm just here to show you that you know. Okay, the Money Mind is a special program designed to help you solve your current challenges, and it's composed of the following components. It's called the W.A.K.E. W.A.K.E stands for something, W-A.K.E. W stands for wins. The definition of success is the sum of all validated improvements. The more you say well done to yourself, the more you add that up, that total is success. But most people are professional at finding what's wrong with themselves. At the beginning, what we do here at the beginning of every session is we share wins of what you got from the programs. Each session starts with your wins from implementing what you've learned in the GP lessons. Next, answers. This is a coaching session that's designed to handle the inevitable walls you hit while building your business and making money. It's a tough road. I like to think of it as a maze. And when you're in a maze, all you see are the walls and the barriers, and you will hit them. I will debug any issue you run into, which is vital and key for real results. Number three, knowledge. Knowledge equals control, control equals income. If I teach you how to sell, you will control the sales process. If you control the sales process, you will get the income of that process. If I teach you how to drive, you will control the car better. If you control the car better, you'll get the income from the car, which is a car that took you safely to or from your destination. The knowledge you will learn from the courses and coaching alone will put you in a state where nothing can strike you down. You will become powerful. Most people, any little obstacle takes them out for 2 weeks. You will become powerful that anything that happens, you have the knowledge so that you can control the outcome and you can bring income. Expansion. Most of what you need to know is hidden from your view. And of course, it's difficult to progress when you don't see. Most of what you don't know is hidden, and most of what you need to know is hidden. In this component, you will open your eyes to what's actually going on, and as a result, you will expand in all areas of your life. So every time we do these sessions, you'll see I'm going to peel back a little bit more. I'm going to make you look at things you don't want to look at a little bit more. I'm going to ask you to observe more. So that's what you need to know, that's what is expected of you. Increasing your confront. Confront means to look at something comfortably. Let's start. Okay, what is the money mind? Just to remind you, and I know some of you aren't actually members yet. After working with hundreds of clients, I realized number one, they want what we offer. They want it so badly that they buy it. They're excited, but they don't always get to doing it. Things get in the way, they don't always get to doing it. Or they do it. They actually do it. They set the time, they do it. And they win. There's big successes. But they zigzag. They make the classic mistake of achieving a little bit of success and then not doing what brought them the success, which was the training. So they start to zigzag. They decide maybe they don't need it as much. They zigzag. Or they jump to other courses that are different to what brought them the success in the first place. Bottom line, zigzag. I call it the zigzag. Or they stick with us. They actually are with us, but they need constant support because life is designed, the physical universe is designed to give you barriers. Every day you get hit with problems. And so they need that personal touch. They need that support to help them unstick themselves. And also, I learned from Spotify and Netflix. What does Netflix do? Netflix said, look, you don't need to own every single DVD if you want to watch a movie. Spotify said, you don't need to own every CD. We will give you a lot, and based on what you need, you take. And that's how the money mind works. And so the money mind was born. Now, as I said, the first thing we start with is wins. Wins, wins, wins. The success is the sum of all validated improvements. So now is a chance, as we did last week, for everyone to unmute themselves and share wins from the GP lessons. Tell me about the implementation. Tell me what you got. The idea is something quick fire. What did you get? What's the bottom line? Yes, Robert, I'd love to hear from you.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Now I can hear you.
Awesome. So I I want to share about, and a couple of people have already chatted in there, but closing the cycles. And it's since we talked about that, you shared that, have been really focused this week on what is my purpose right now? What is, the secondary, purpose? And okay, and I, it sounds silly, but I'm literally thinking about this every step of the way now, where, okay, I'm putting on my coat. Why am I putting on my coat? Because I'm going to go outside. What am I going to do when I go outside? I'm going to turn the truck around in the driveway so I can open up the garage and put garbage in it.
Amazing.
And literally has uh, changed something in my head that has I just feel more at ease and like this inner peace that I'm actually accomplishing something, and it's made the world of difference. So thank you.
Wow, 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 Robert, amazing. That's amazing. Well done on applying it. It's exactly that. It's exactly that. What's the result? What is the result that I'm going for? And closing the cycles. That is priceless. Amazing, Robert. Amazing. Well done. Great application. Rudolph also said, closing cycles lead to closing more cycles more quickly. I love it. 100%. Very good. Anyone else on wins? And yeah, Rudolph said, wow. Anyone else want to share wins? I know that Jenna mentioned she might want to if Jenna's still on. I don't
Yes,
see her at the moment. Oh yeah, I do see Jenna.
yes.
Yes, Jenna.
Amazing win, Robert. Well done. I
Yeah.
love that. Yes, for me, since working with GP, it's just really changed my life. I have more control over the things around me. I don't get so upset easily. So overall, just like every session, every class just gets better and better,
Wow.
and it works.
It works. Yes.
Yes,
Amazing, Jenna. And Jenna recently started a real estate career,
yes.
and in a very short time has had amazing success closing on properties, like amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing because before I never really had like confidence in myself. And now it's just coming natural. I'm confident. I'm not so nervous. So overall, I love it.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Well done, Jenna. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing. Wow. Amazing.
Congratulations, Jenna. That's awesome.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Everett.
Amazing. Jonathan, last five sales were full program career transition sales versus past track record of one of three. Two of three were resume only. Wow, Jonathan. So a major increase in sales. Wow. Amazing. Well done. Well done. Great. Anyone else? Deborah, yes. I see a hand raised.
Thank you. And
Of course.
congratulations. Further, I hope you're bonding together as your new family.
We are. Oh, she's amazing. Yes.
Process.
Yeah.
Process has
Yes.
just begun.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm getting caught up uh with my un incompletes, and that's
Mhm.
accelerating to have more energy for the others to go quicker, which I'm grateful for. And I
Awesome.
had answered your dad's soul coffee uh, questions, and he
Mhm.
was so kind to reply, and he said thank you, and he loved my answer. So
Great. Well done. Well done. And
um,
Deborah, I prepared something very special for you today.
oh,
You'll see
oh.
soon.
I think I have an idea what it might be.
Yes, yes. 100%.
Thank
Good.
you.
Anyone else, if you're welcome, before we continue? I love the wins. Very well done, everyone. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, good. So we have a lot to go over. So in the future, I might even dedicate more time to the wins, but I just want to go over quite a few things today. So let's do that. Okay, so next up, I want to answer any burning questions that you have at the moment. Anything, oh, sorry, Kapil, win. I went to a shopping mall today and I noticed the usage of positioning of brands from the Marketing Love Languages course. Yes, amazing. I really enjoy noticing positioning all around me. I know what you mean, Kapil. Well done. That's really well done. Good. So questions. You can unmute yourself or you can write. Any questions you have. For example, what problems do you have right now? What problems do you have? Or what worries you? Or what makes you feel unsure? Like what's the current issues that what would you like help with at the moment? What problems do you have? Emailed you my draft survey. Excellent, Jonathan. I'll check it out. Thank you. That's very good. Does anybody have questions at the moment? And if you don't, that's also okay. For example, last week Deborah had a question on the Soul Coffee. Soul Coffee is these daily videos that my father sends. It's $29 a month. It's like 97 cents a day, but you get these 3 to 5 minute videos every single day called Soul Coffee. And she had a question about that. So today I'm going to answer that. Rudolph, closing out my survey for customers and then applying the marketing love language items. Great, excellent, excellent. Pam, my relationship with my son has never been better. I'm curious to hear that soul coffee result. Okay, good, Pam. Kapil, I'm getting distracted from less important things and not being able to focus on the things of priority. Okay, I understand. In the process of being online to scale, perhaps via speaking and continuing one-on-one. Oh, so you're in the process of expanding that, of scaling that and doing more. Good. Excellent. Ro, I'd like to articulate slash illustrate value when supplying commodities, t-shirts, business cards, marketing materials. Okay, very good. Excellent. So first of all, Ro, you need to complete the marketing love languages. I don't know if you have or haven't. And you'll find that there's something there that will show you what you need in order to illustrate the value. And today I'm going to actually talk a lot more about that. And actually for the next few weeks, I'm going to talk about that. Kapil, getting distracted from less important things. So the distractions are because the end result is not crystal clear. If the result is crystal clear, you will not be distracted. If you know that your son is about to be hit by a car, you don't stop along the way and smell the flowers. You go and stop him from running into the street. If you know for sure that there's a fire that's about to burn your property, You are not going and watching Netflix. You handle what you can immediately. There's no distractions. When the result is clear and important, and you know it, and there's actually a purpose, distractions will not happen. And in order to improve your control, because you really lose control when you get distracted, distractions are a manifestation of loss of control. When you lose control, it means you're missing knowledge. What determines your control? Your knowledge. So you will see now what we're going to talk about will help you with that. Deborah, the soul coffees are wonderful. Yes, yes, they are so good. They're so good. Awesome. Okay, so any other questions? Any other questions you have for me as just quick fire things that I can answer for you? I've prepared, as I said, quite a bit today, but I do want to handle anything that's right now bothering or anything right now from the courses that you didn't fully get or something that you need my help with. Okay, you can always ask me anytime, but that's great. If not, no problem. Okay, good.
Actually, Gal,
Knowledge. Oh, did somebody
a
unmute? Yes.
yeah, I have a quick question on so money mind coaching that we're doing today. This is, can you maybe explain a little bit about this is
Sorry,
different.
I lost you slightly. The money mind what? Say again.
Yeah, this coaching, this is different from the platform that you and I spoke about last week or a couple
No,
weeks ago.
this is that platform. This is the money
Gotcha.
mind.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
This so basically at the moment, for this week, I've invited everyone, certain people that did the invisibility cloak as a bonus for just a bonus to join these weekly coaching sessions. But drop-ins for these coaching sessions are usually $260 for the drop-in. But going forward, there's going to be these weekly Money Mind sessions. I'm going to tell you a lot about the Money Mind today, actually. I'm going to tell
Okay.
you a lot more about that. Okay? Cool. Okay, Keiko, you're very welcome. Okay, let's get into the knowledge. Let's get into Deborah's question. Okay? Okay, so last week, Deborah asked me about a soul coffee, which is one of the videos, right, that she got, and she didn't fully understand it. Now, while we won't go over that video in full, I've prepared something special to help her and all of you with what she asked. Okay? So she asked a question. The soul coffee, the reason I don't want to play it all for you right now is because it was actually quite an advanced soul coffee. The concept was very advanced and it talked a lot about the subject of balance. And basically, Deborah's question was, well, how do I use this balance data to bring in clients? Is that correct, Deborah? Okay.
Not exactly, but I'm all ears to hear that one too.
Okay.
it was also basically how to apply it in daily life so that it's not just um, picking up something, pulling it up with the same force as I'm pushing it up, but how do I translate that to apply it in daily life?
Yeah.
And
So,
I'll gladly take it for what you would have to say about clients, of course.
yeah, I'm going to
Thank
explain it
you.
today. You're welcome. I'm going to explain it today from the angle of clients, but it will apply to that too. Okay. The first thing I want to ask everyone here, okay, what is the smallest number in this universe? And if you already know the answer, don't say it. If you've heard it, don't say it. But for anyone that hasn't ever heard that question being asked of them, what is the smallest number in this universe? Put it in the chat. What's the smallest number in this universe? Nothingness, okay? But in this universe, there is somethingness. In the spiritual universe, there's nothingness. But in this universe, zero, zero. Okay, Raul, there's no such thing as absolute zero. Nobody has achieved absolute zero in the physical universe. They cannot do it. I've heard the answer and still argue. LOL, yes. Okay, some of the people put the answer, although I said that you shouldn't if you've heard it, but that's okay. The answer, and it'll sound weird to you, the smallest number in this universe, in the physical universe, is 2. You cannot find anything that's smaller than 2. Everything is composed of 2's, good and bad, up and down, beautiful and ugly, plus and minus, God and the devil, yin and yang. There's always 2. Nothing is less than 2. So then people say, oh yeah, but look, this is a one AirPods case. No, it's not one AirPods case. This is composed of many, 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 many 2's. The idea is that there's one AirPods case. That's the idea. But it's composed of nothing less or more than many 2's. There's the proton and the electron. Even the atom has 2's within it. Nothing can be broken down smaller than 2. You cannot just have beautiful. So it's beautiful. There has to be compared to ugly or compared to something else. You cannot just have up. It has to be next to down. You cannot just have plus. There has to be minus. It cannot exist on its own. Nothing exists as one in the physical universe. Everyone with me on that concept so far? Even Rudolph. Yes, okay, good, good. Okay, yeah, okay, so good. Okay, it's a concept. It's something that you can think with. That's the idea. Okay, now, what defines how many clients you will have? What defines how many clients you'll have? What is that thing that defines how many clients you will have? Everybody wants many clients. How? What do you need? How do you get more and more and more clients? Any idea? Again, you can type it, unmute yourself, say, I don't know, say, tell me, Gal, something. Just, I need to know there's a live form on the other end. Marketing and
Maybe,
sales, yeah.
maybe it's a reflection of me and how I'm behaving, acting, thinking, being, feeling, sensing.
Mm-hmm.
So me
Okay,
defines
yeah,
how many clients I'll have.
what about you? If you dress differently, will it change? Because I've seen people dress badly and well that have a lot of clients. So what about you? Is it your hair? Is it how you laugh? You're not
My
wrong, but what
frequency,
is it? Huh?
my frequency,
What does frequency mean?
my what I radiate, what I magnetize out,
Okay,
uh, and the
okay,
resonance thereof in my
okay,
physical world to that frequency.
okay. Got it. Okay, I get what you mean. We need to become a bit more exact, but I get what you mean. Okay. You're on the right track. That's very good. That's very good. Okay, your ability to effectively serve them, yes. Activity, yes. Knowledge, more people know about your business and offer, creating more opportunities. First, deserving, then capacity, then marketing and sales, okay? Setting a target, don't get distracted. Your mindset, your level of reality with the person. Quantity of communication. Okay, good. A lot of you are warm. Some of you are hot, some of you are a bit cold, but we're gonna get there, okay? We're gonna sharpen it up. And I'm gonna make it simple. Don't think that simple means weak. Simple means workable and powerful, okay? So have a look. In order for people to reach towards you, there are 2 conditions that have to happen. Number 1, they need to know that you are there and willing to communicate to them. Is that true for you? They need to know you exist and that you're willing to help them, that you're there. It's like simple. They need to know you. They need to know that you're there, and not only that you're there, but that you can help them. You're willing to help them. You want to help them. Yes, excellent. Thank you, Jenna. And 2, they need to have something to tell you. If the client calls you, they have to call you with a problem. They have to call you with what they have. If they don't know you, they won't call you. If they know you, but they don't think that you really are willing to communicate to them, they won't call you. If they don't have something to tell you, they won't call you. If they're not saying, look, I'm looking for a property, I want to buy, or I'm on the market for a coach, or I'm looking for whatever. They need to have something to tell you. They need to tell you their problems. And you're probably wondering, well, what do they need to tell me? Let's have a look. But so far, does that make sense? Again, it's stripped down. It's simple. Too simple, but it's powerful. Yes. Good. Okay. How do you tell someone that you're there and willing to communicate? Because remember, step one here, they need to know that you're there and willing to communicate. How do you tell them that? You come to them. Come means communicate. You communicate to them. That's how you tell them. You have to be communicating, and a lot. You simply tell them. This is marketing. Marketing is basically telling people, hey, I'm here and I'm willing to help you. I'm here and I'm willing to help you in a million different ways. This is what marketing is all about. You promote yourself, yes. Now, how will they know what to tell you? Okay, step two here is they need to have something to tell you. How will they know? What do they need to tell you? How will you make sure that they tell you what you want them to tell you? Because you want them to tell you their problems. You want them to tell you how they need help. You want them to be open and communicating with you. Yes, if I'm a realtor, let's say Jenna's on here, and Jenna goes and is showing somebody a property, she is hoping that the clients will tell her what they're looking for, what they're on the market for, why are they on the market for a property, what type of property. You want to hear from your potential clients. Imagine that you're posting all day long on LinkedIn, but you don't hear from people what they need. So how will they know what to tell you, and how will you make sure that they tell you what you want them to tell you? To be viable to potential customers. Good. Who's that, by the way? All I see is iPhone. Who wrote that? Who's on iPhone? I'm just curious who the name is on the other side. Um, how do you guys have any idea? And if you don't know, you can also say I don't know. Ah, okay. Hi, Tarek. Very good. Okay. Hi. Okay, everyone's very quiet. Very good. Very serious. I will not say anything yet on the chat. I will just listen. Okay. I suggest you are interacting as much as you can. Even if you don't know, say I don't know. Wendy, using social media to put out the word that I'm here to help. Yes, good. Good. Deborah, thinking. Good. That's fine. Thinking is okay. All right. Here's what it is, okay? You survey. You survey. And you find out what they really need and want, and you tell them that you can help them. You don't tell them how. You just say, I can help you. This is a big key. Don't tell them how you're going to help them. You say, okay, by survey, I understand what you need, that the survey gets them to tell you what they need. The survey makes sure that they tell you what you need them to tell you. You ask them, hey, what is important to you when you're looking for properties? Or what do you feel is the most comforting thing that a realtor can do? Or whatever. You find out what you want. That gives you the answers of what they need and want. And then you say, good, I'm the best realtor, or I'm the best coach, or I'm the best blah, I can help you. Then you don't say how. You don't say the reason that I'm the best realtor is because I'll call you 3 times a day, or because I really have a great software that helps. Nobody cares. They just want to know that you can. The minute you tell them how, it's not valuable any longer. I worked once with a massage therapist, and he would go into consultations with clients. He would find that they really had problems with their spine. And instead of saying, I can fix your spine problem, no doubt about it, here's the issue, here's how I can fix it, and it's going to take 4 to 6 sessions at least. It's not going to happen in one session, and this is the price. He didn't do that. Instead, he said, the way I'm going to fix your spine is I do these massages, and after the massages, I use this ointment, and the ointment is really good, and da da da. And he told them all the answers, and they said, you know what? Maybe I don't know if I need massage really. They start to feel like, once they know how, they don't need anymore because they know how. So they feel, you know what? Maybe my husband, we also have a kind of an ointment we found on Amazon that we could whatever. They come up with some other reason why they don't need. A big key when you're selling, when a lot of you are doing these free coaching calls for people and you're doing all kinds of consultations and things like that, don't tell the people how you solve the problem. Find the problem and say you can solve it. You become the unpaid consultant. Exactly, Robert. You answer all their questions the minute you tell them how. So it's really, really important, this data. This alone will increase your closing rate. But how do they trust us if we don't tell how? Very good question. The way is that they trust you because you ask enough questions and get answers to your questions, because you're interested enough, because you really dig, because you really care. That's an inevitable way for people to know that they can trust you. You go to a doctor and you say, how do you get them to answer the survey? You ask again and again, please answer my survey. You write to more and more and more people. And you just ask anyone. You start serving people. Like, how do you get anybody to answer a question? It's just you ask again, and if you need to, you ask again. It's fine. Now, imagine if you go to a doctor, okay? You go to let's say a dentist, okay? And you go to the dentist and you say, listen, my tooth hurts. And the dentist starts to say, oh, all you need is to clean it. Okay, so I'll go home and clean it. No, they don't say how they're going to help you. What they say is, when did it start? Okay, and what tooth exactly? And do you feel it in the lower down or upper? And when it's cold, is it sensitive? And do you have irritation when you chew? And tell me about your family history with teeth. And they ask and they ask and they ask, and they say, okay, I got it. I know what the problem is. It's going to be $2,500 for the procedure, and it will solve your pain. And you say, okay, whatever it is, because they found out enough that you know that they know. They really do know if they're ethical, and then they give you the solution. The key is they don't say how. They don't say, all I'm going to do is work on you for an hour. I'm going to clean it. I have a special thing. I'm going to floss your teeth the same way that you can, but I'm going to do it and make it sound fancy. And no, they just say, well, you have teeth problems, I'll help you. If it's something more complex like a surgery, okay, maybe you can't do it, but they never break down the whole details of the surgery. They say, okay, I'm a professional, buy the root canal. That's what's going to solve it. And then they do it. Does that make sense? This is key. This is invaluable data, just this alone. Okay, so true. Yes, good, Pam. Excellent. Now, once these two conditions happen, there's a plus out that you put. So you put out a plus. Remember, there's plus and minus. You say, hey, I want to give you something. I'm marketing. Hey, I'm here. I want to give you something. I want to offer you something. The moment they communicate back to you, you get the minus back. You get the reverse flow. So it's plus and minus. There's always two. And you need that balance of plus, communication out, and communication in. Communication out and communication in. When they write back to you, they comment on your post, they show interest, they sign up for a free call. This is minus back, which minus is not a bad thing. It's just a reverse flow. They get it back. And if what you communicate is exactly what they need, they'll call you back and they'll say, give me 5 of those. If you say, I can help you with your root canal, I can help you with the teeth issues, that you need a root canal, they'll say, give me it. Sign me up. If Deborah's selling, information about people that have passed away, for example, and she found out exactly how to present it, and she says, look, I can do exactly what you're looking for. Answers from your grandparents that have passed away. They'll call and say, great, I want. She doesn't say how she does it. I'll get you the answers. Making sense? Now you're an expert. An expert doesn't tell you how. An expert says, I know what to do. This is what you need. Buy it. If you go to a lawyer, the lawyer says, tell me about the case. Okay, I understand. We can win. Here's how much it's going to cost. They're an expert. They communicate exactly what you need. You don't even need to talk to them. Everything is no effort. With an expert, it's effortless. You don't go to a lawyer and say if, and, or but. The lawyer tells you what you need, and you say, you're the only one that can solve it. So, okay, it is what it is. I'm going through a divorce, so it is what it is. I'm going to work with you. You're an expert. You don't debate about it. You need a divorce lawyer? You listen to whatever they say. There's no effort. Apple puts out a new iPhone. You don't need to convince people. They simply buy because they're experts. There's a perfect balance, zero effort. When there's a perfect balance, there's zero effort. If I throw a basketball perfectly, it's effortless. Yes, correct. Certainty would play a very important role in closing the prospect. Correct. Does that make sense so far? Is everyone with me? Yes, Deborah? Yes, good,
Okay,
good.
and thank you very kindly for addressing this question. And
You're welcome.
so, if I'm understanding you correctly, you're saying the communication, if I'm putting out a plus, what they perceive as a plus, and then they communicate, then that makes it that they have a minus. So they communicate back to me as a plus, and that's a plus for me because they communicate it back and want further communication. And then I do it back and forth, and that's the 0 point of no
Yes, you're
effort.
onto it. I want to show you something that will be very interesting for you, okay? I'm going over it and I can understand why you have the question because it's honestly quite a big concept what I'm giving to you right now. But I want to give you something very interesting, okay? You can see my whiteboard, yes? Hold on.
It's
Yes,
still
so it's in this.
loading, Gal.
Oh,
It's
you don't
still
see my
something
screen?
on loading. It's just a white screen loading.
Really? Okay. I'm gonna blame
I can see your
Zoom for
screen
that.
on my side.
You can see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, but you'll get the idea. The picture
Can I leave
will
and come
assist you.
back in? Can I just leave very quickly and come back
Yeah,
in?
go for it, no problem.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, so I'll wait for Deborah to come back in just so I can answer. I think if it happened to one of us that we had to leave and come back, we wouldn't want to miss the explanation. Okay. Now, by the way, does anyone else have questions on it just until we let Deborah back?
Gal, I have a question.
Yes.
So if I'm trying to dig in, like asking the questions from the prospect during like a consultation call,
Yeah.
so won't like asking too many questions like kind of offend them in some way, or like how would
No.
they like open up?
So,
Because if they don't even know us that well, like why would they open up easily? Like share their actual problems.
yeah, because they're there because they feel that you can help them. That's why they're speaking to you. And if you ask questions that are not stupid, irrelevant questions, but questions that are actually interested in them, digging in to find out for them what they need. You know, if you're showing a property, real estate's an easy example for a realtor. A realtor, they have somebody there that's looking to buy a property. So it makes sense to ask them a lot about that. They want to be asked. Think about it. When you go to buy a car, you want the salesman to ask you, so tell me, why a car? How come you today have decided to walk into the dealership? What car do you currently have? Why are you thinking of switching? Tell me about your family size. Yes, Deborah, I'm going to get to it now. I was waiting for you actually to come back. Make sense, Kapil? So the questions will be welcomed by the person speaking to you because if you're genuinely interested in them.
But won't it
Okay?
depend on the like certainty level, our own certainty level? Like how
It,
how
it
much do they trust us to give us the correct
no,
answers?
certainty is always important, but in this specific thing, it's your care level. However much you care will determine the results of the sale. If
Okay.
you care, if you genuinely care, everything will sort itself out. More senior to any fancy techniques of sales, and I've heard them all. More important than all of that stuff is the question,
Mhm.
but do you care?
Right.
Makes sense?
Yeah, yeah, it does.
Great. Okay,
Thank you.
excellent. So, yeah, you're welcome. Can you see my whiteboard? Yes, okay, good. Okay, so here's an interesting concept for you, okay? Every single person has an exact balance of pluses and minuses. Okay? Now, what happens is, so let's say this is another person, they will also have the same number of pluses and minuses. Okay? But what happens is this. Let's say you go and you do something very, very good. You put out a plus, okay? So now I've put out a plus, and what I'm doing next now is I'm actually, oops, a daisy, every time I have this thing, perfect, excellent. Okay, that's good, perfect. So when I put out a plus, what I get as a result is one plus out, but now I'm missing a plus, true? Now I put out another plus, I do something good. I'm missing a plus. But I need to have a balance. So what happens is everyone around me, these are people around me, they get agitated by the fact that there's not a balance. They want to give me a plus. They want to give me, and all of a sudden I get many, many pluses from people. If you notice, you do good, you do good, you do good, all of a sudden somehow pluses come to you. But now you have a problem because now you have three people gave you plus. So now you have plus, plus, plus. You have too many pluses. So what happens after good happens? Guess what? You need to have a balance. So you get minuses. Now bad things start to happen. And then you have a lot of minuses. And because you have a lot of minuses, you have attention on all the minuses, so you get more minuses. Do you get it? It's actually an exact. Yep, it's like what you sow is what you reap. It's different to the law of attraction. So it really works like plus and minus. If I put out pluses, okay, everyone around me will give me pluses because there has to be a perfect balance. Let's just say I'm making up the number, 6 pluses, 6 minuses. But you also see on a different note, you see times that you have somebody that they are putting out minuses, okay? Minus, 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 minus. They put out minuses. They do bad, 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 bad. Everybody sees that they have lack of minuses, and they give them bad, bad, bad. They get minuses back. So how do you overcome this where you have pluses and minuses, okay? Where you're putting out pluses, okay? And now I'm missing 3 pluses, and I still have my minuses. And now everyone around me gives me too many pluses. So now I have plus, 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 plus. How do I prevent myself from getting hit with more minuses? What do you think? Because here there's a situation where I have more pluses now than minuses. How do I ensure that I don't get more minuses thrown at me?
Do you have to give out more pluses?
Correct. You need to constantly put out more pluses. You can't stop. You need to put out more pluses. Always put out pluses, 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 pluses. And what the mistake that people do is they'll put out pluses for a few days, things get good, and then they take it easy. No, when things get good, that's when you need to put out even more pluses. And so you'll find that the people say, oh, the bad comes in threes, or after every good, there's bad. Or it's not true. What is true is after every pluses, you'll get pluses, and you have to put out more pluses.
Can I
Make
ask you
sense?
something very, very silly, perhaps? I don't really judge it because it's
It
not.
won't be silly. Yes. It
But
is
would
huge,
you,
Pam, yes.
I basically have this, and I would really appreciate if you could just erase it all and just do it one more time just as it sits, so that it sits in my head. I
Yeah,
basically understand, but I really appreciate if you could just do it again.
with pleasure. Okay,
Oh, thank you so kindly.
you're very welcome. Jeffrey, things are never good. Explain to me what you mean by that. Things are never good, and we will answer that. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay,
So, Gal, can we say in other words that by putting pluses out means like helping other people?
correct. Pluses is helping, it's doing good, it's communication out, it's sending out marketing messages, adding value. Correct, exactly.
And minus is like getting too much help, kind of like becoming a freeloader or something like that.
Minus
Like
is
minus
anything
will be
that you
bad.
consider is bad.
Okay.
Okay? Or it can be the reverse of what you've put out. So I put out communication out, I get communication in. It's not bad, it's just the minus. It's just the opposite. Okay?
Okay. So communication is also minus.
Communication in would be a minus, yes.
Ah,
In after communication out.
after communication out.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Got it. Thanks.
Good. Yeah, Jeffrey, did you have a question or something that you wanted to add by any chance? I don't know if you want to unmute yourself or no. Okay. If you do, and
How is it communication in is a minus after communication out? Why isn't that it's just zero?
it will lead to a balance. It will lead to a state of zero, yes. But if I say hello and you say hello plus and minus,
Zero, then it's zero, right?
then it's not zero, it's a balance.
Okay, it's two.
Then it's a two. We have a plus and a minus. Okay? Got you, Jeffrey. Got you. Okay, so I'll explain a little bit again because it is a big concept. You need to know that there's more to learn about this. I teach a lot more about this in the Gold Mind, which is a program actually on the money mind, okay? But just basic, without getting too detailed, okay? Everybody has, let's just say, 3 pluses and 3 minuses. I help an old woman cross the street. I say hello to my neighbor. I put out some pluses. Now I only have 1 plus and 3 minuses. Everyone around me, without understanding why, will have the urge to give me pluses because I'm a good guy. They don't even know why. But you know, you sometimes just want to help people. Some people you just want to help you don't even know why. You just want to help them.
Mm.
It's that type of situation.
Okay.
Now, these 3 people, yes, these 3 people gave me pluses. So now I have 3 more pluses. 1, 2, 3. These I already gave out. Now I have 4 pluses and 3 minuses. If I don't quickly give out more pluses, the other people around me will start to give me minuses. All of a sudden, I'll get bad.
But why? I understand the balance is not there, but why psychologically, if you are already positive, if your
Because you
frequency
have,
is positive, why then your frequency is higher in a positive relative to your own negatives. So why
because
aren't you radiating then a positive frequency instead of that it's
because
in a minus?
you don't anymore radiate anything positive because you now have 4 pluses and you don't give out pluses anymore. That's why I said you have to continue giving out pluses. At that moment, you've gotten pluses back and now you don't give them out anymore. So you're not radiating anything, and there has to be a balance of pluses and minuses. That's why people say, oh, bad things happen to good people. It's not true, but sometimes you notice that good people stop putting out pluses and they get back minuses.
Mm.
There's a lot to learn about it. It's a concept right now. This could be, we have about 5 hours of lessons on this topic. And you will really learn how does it work with the pluses and minuses and why. And it's a whole thing. But yes, Robert, think of a battery. The flow of electrons must be in balance. It's exactly that. Now, when there is a perfect balance, as you said, Deborah, there's a zero. There's like a no effort. You're welcome,
Mm.
Jenna. Okay, I know that it's like a little bit like, wait, but why in a million questions? I know. It's just a concept right now for you to think with. Okay?
It's wonderful. Thank you.
You're
Really.
welcome. You're welcome. So now what I want to go back to is this here.
Gal, can I
So,
ask a question? Uh,
yeah,
like if I give like free help to prospects, I did not charge to the prospect, and if I
yeah,
give free help,
yeah,
like I by mistake I told the how, which kind of
yeah,
like helped or maybe did not help the person. So will
yeah.
that be counted as a plus or
Yeah, you gave them a
it
plus, you're
will
going to
be
get
minus?
minuses. You'll see if you give free, 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 those people will hate you.
Ah, so
But
that won't be like a proper plus then.
it will be a plus, but you'll get back the negative. You'll get back minus. If you give for free, but they don't have to help you and pay you. But if you give for free and you then Just ask them for a good review. That's all you want back. Then there's exchange. But if you give for free, give for free, give for free, what do you get? Debt. You can't give for free forever. It will be debt. I love help. You should help people, but help doesn't mean without exchange. You'll see that the people today that hate you the most are the people you help the most. Your best friend that was once your friend that today doesn't like you, if you check, you gave them much more than they gave you.
Mm.
And today they don't like
Hmm.
you because you gave them too much and it violated the laws of exchange, which is vital in this universe. There has to be this balance. Does that make sense?
So that's the
Yes.
law of exchange. Is that what this concept is called?
No, this is wow, so true. Understood. Exchange should be there. Yes, exactly. Deborah, no, this is the laws of plus and minus. Exchange is a
Oh.
little bit different, but it's
Mhm.
similar. The principles are true for everything. They all are, if it's true, it will be true in every area. So plus
Mhm.
and minus works as well with exchange.
Mm. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so there's a perfect
Fantastic.
balance, zero effort. The interest,
Fascinating.
it is, yeah, it is fascinating, yes. The interesting thing is that when you have a perfect balance, you can increase the volume. Okay, I'll explain. If there's a perfect balance, then it can take a higher load. If I'm putting out a few communications and I'm getting back a few communications, I can increase the number of communications and get back the same number. It'll be a nice balance. I'll give you an example. So the interesting thing is that when you have a perfect balance, you can increase the volume. Only with perfect balance, you can increase the volume. Otherwise, you will fail, you will fall. I'll explain. It's something like when a person has a perfect balance walking on a piece of wood. If the balance is really perfect, you can put him on a piece of rope and he'll still balance. True? So when the balance is perfect, you can increase the load. You can put something on his back and he'll be able to still balance. But if the balance is not real, even if you put him on a thinner wood, he'll fall, as the volume, how much he takes, will show the lack of balance, will show the limitations. When everything is correctly loaded, it can take more. When it's not loaded correctly, it will crumble. It's like if you've ever played with blocks. If you have all the blocks balanced correctly, you can go very tall with a tower. But the minute that you don't have the correct balance at the bottom, the minute you add a few blocks, you have a problem. Let's take a coffee shop. If they're not really organized, two clients, they can handle two clients, all is fine. But put five clients and there's a mess. So there needs to be communication out that you put versus the value you give. Calm out makes people come in and also communicate in. So you put out communication out, you put out communication out, you put out communication out, you get communication in. Yes, Deborah.
You said there needs to be communication out versus the value I give. Isn't
Yeah.
communication out combined with the value I give?
No, because if you don't really give value, then the communication out is worthless.
Right.
So it needs to be what you're looking at is more communication out, more value. More value, more communication out. There always has this, they're one against another. It's a balance between the two.
Okay, so the value is the content and the substance, and the communication is the medium or platform of transport.
Yeah, for now you can think of it like that. Now people
Okay.
come in and they demand your service. You give them help. When you give them help, this is communication out again. Now, what usually happens is communication out is not communication out. You say come and buy, but you have a hidden idea that you cannot really help them. You have a hidden idea that your marketing won't work. You have a hidden idea that it's not really the way that you should be marketing. You don't have the intention. The intention is everything in marketing. If you have this crystal clear intention that you have value, and you have zero doubt about your communication out, it will be real communication out. And without that, it will be not exactly communication out. It will be maybe communication doubt, but not communication out. We can call it communication doubt because you doubt yourself. It's not communication out. You have to give good value, but also allow others to give back a positive thing, communication, action. Be a good giver and receiver. Yes, you must demand a receipt as well, 100%. And that receipt doesn't have to be money. It depends what you're currently going for. But there has to be whatever, okay? Whatever is the exchange that you're looking for. Communication, doubt, yes. Makes sense? This is a quick but very big, powerful concept. I wanted to just shake into your mind a little bit. I have more to talk to you about, but this was just to quickly answer Deborah's question about plus and minus, about balance. And when you rewatch that video, Deborah, I think it will make even more sense to you. Okay? Communication, doubt, yes. If
Very
we're
much
certain about our
appreciated.
products
Thank
themselves,
you.
exactly, exactly. You're very welcome, Deborah. Okay, now, by the way, who's Dell on the Dell computer? Who's Dell? Okay, now, knowledge, okay? Next week, I have much more to go over this week. I just want to tell you. Okay, hi, Tariq, got it. So next week, we're going to go over the only factor that will determine if you expand or shrink to your ultimate demise. I have more to talk to you about in these coaching sessions. What determines if you will have a lot of income? The 5 marketing love languages in depth. What's the best investment you can make? And as much more as you participate. You saw Deborah asked a question. I worked on an entire section just for her. So every time I'll give you answers that are worth gold. It's like having a $10,000 a session coach answer you on these sessions. But today, I want to go over something else. Okay, everybody ready for a bit more? Okay, yes, good, ready, excellent, good. I'm going to speak about a subject I know isn't very important for most of you, but I decided to speak about it anyway. Okay? I know that you don't really care about this subject. That subject is money. Okay? All right, let's talk about money. I think it's only not important for those of you that are not Jewish. I'm Jewish, so I can make Jewish jokes. So this is only for those that are not Jewish. They don't care about money. For everyone else, we do. Okay, so yes. Okay, I want to ask, what do you know 100% for how do you make money? What are the ways to make a lot of money? What do you know 100%? What do you 100% know for how to make money? How do you make a lot of money? You sell, okay, good. Tell me more. How do you make money? Fair exchange of value for cash. Help, okay. How do you make money? What do you know for sure is the ways to make a lot of money? By helping others in resolving their problems. Are you sure? I want to know, what are you 100% sure will make you money? How have you made money? What do you think is the way to make money?
Offer
Yes,
something
Deborah.
that's highly demanded
Okay, good.
and that's
Thank
in
you.
low supply.
Okay, good. Demanded with low supply, assisting with knowledge, the help you can provide, getting attention. Know that I can solve my client's problem. Okay, okay, good. How do you make money? Anything else? Offer something of value or necessity. Be very confident that you can do it. Communication of the value. Okay. Marketing and sales. Okay, good. Good. Let's have a look. All this is true. Do we refer only to physical money? In this case, money, physical money. So this is true. What you wrote is true. Okay? But I want to ask you, okay? Has it worked for you up to now? How well did it work for you, if it did? Like, did you make as much money as you wanted? As much money as your potential? No. Somewhat. So somewhat is, okay, no, okay. Exactly. No, no. Okay, not enough. Good. Need to help more. Let's see. Let's see what we need. Okay? Yes and not enough. Not exactly. Okay, I didn't put my knowledge into execution. Okay, let's look. Let's look. Obviously, what do you know if it didn't work so well? If it didn't work so well, what do you know? I was the #1 sales rep in the nation for 10 years in a row. Excellent, excellent, excellent. But Robert, and what you did is, I know, is an amazing achievement. Running your business now as an entrepreneur. Let's look at it from that viewpoint. Only part of the truth means I have incomplete knowledge. I'm struggling. Okay, good. So what do you know if it didn't work so well up until now? If you're struggling, if things didn't work, if you're not making enough money, if you feel you only have part of it, what do you know? Communicating the value, okay? But how do you know if that's true, Wendy? If it didn't work so well, how do you know? You're solving the wrong problem, okay? Today is different. The world has changed. Okay, how do we know if that's true? Let's see. Here's what you know. What you know is that you know wrong. What you're currently using is not correct. If it was, you would have results. What you know is that you know wrong. There's a concept I want you to learn about called know wrong. You gave me answers that you know, but they don't solve the problem. And so you know wrong. You have to know this data that when a problem becomes bigger, you have the wrong answer for why you have the problem. When a problem becomes bigger, you have the wrong answer for why you have the problem. If you think it's because the world has changed, but the problem is growing, then that's not the reason. If you think that it's because uh, there's that communicating the value is the key, but you aren't making more money every day, then the problem is growing. Your expenses grow, life gets tougher, you have less mental strength. The problem is growing. So if it doesn't solve the problem, you know wrong. And when you know wrong, you cannot learn. You cannot know for real. Because if you think that you know, how can you know when you already know, but you know wrong? It's like somebody that is sure of the way to bake bread, and every time it comes out wrong. But they think that they're doing it right. They're never going to learn. They're not going to know for real. They'll just know wrong. The first thing you need to know, if you don't have results, is that you don't know something. If you don't have results, you don't know something. What don't you know? What don't you know up until now? What don't you know up until today? Yes, some knowledge is missing. Yes, Rudolph. About Edison, yeah. Correct, Kapil, yeah. What you don't know is that you know wrong. You thought you know, but you didn't know that you know wrong. You were sure that what you knew was right. A moment ago, you were 100% sure that that was the way to make money. But you know wrong because it's not what's going to work for you right now. I don't know what I don't know. Not only do you not know what you don't know, but it's worse than not knowing what you don't know. What you know is wrong. The things that you are sure is right is wrong. And it's bringing you the expected result. It's not bringing you the expected results. How do we know what we don't know? Well, we're going to learn that today. This is counterintuitive because you'll say you know the source of your problems. You were 100% sure of your answers. So and now I know my problems. I know why it is for me. It's because I don't help enough. Oh, I know the source of my issues. It's because I need to communicate out more. Yes, Robert, of course. Go ahead.
I
Yes,
just
Kapil.
want to share uh,
Yeah.
a little testimony here for just a second. And yeah, so being transitioning from my corporate career into entrepreneurship and business ownership, and uh, I was not naive to think that I know what I'm doing. The idea is that I know that I need to learn things, and hired coaches along the way. Uh, but the part that was missing was the marketing aspect and how to articulate my message out there, and connect with people. And it wasn't until I found Shemaiah and honestly your talk last week about closing the loops, um, do I now start seeing the results after learning what I was doing wrong,
Hmm.
right? So for a year and a half, I was trying things and doing things that were wrong and there was no result or very little result.
Mhm.
Learning the right way from somebody that has already traveled that path and learning from them within the last 90 days, already seeing traction and results from that experience. I had a call last night, and this is I'm Christian, and I've always struggled with my faith
Mhm.
for various reasons. But
Mhm.
after reading a couple books recently and really reconnecting, and I've been journaling and leaning into the other, the new strategies and teachings, closed a deal last night for $25,000 that
Woo!
was totally not expected. This was a prospect that came to me through the new strategies that I'm learning. And, just sharing with him and, anyways, so it was really an amazing testimony for myself that I I need to that I need to learn these new things, but I need to learn the right things. Learning something that is wrong and trying it is still wrong, right? So I kind of think of coaches like therapists, and you really sometimes you got to try a few. You got to try them on, right? And until you find one that connects and you mesh with that you can then apply their teachings, and then things will start happening. The other thing is, and this is something I've taught for a long time. You're not going to see these results right away.
Mhm.
Over this previous 90 days, I've doubted and I've gone back to old ways and then I come back to the new way and really in the last 2 weeks I'm like, okay, I'm handing this over to God. I'm giving it all to him. He's got the plan. I'm going to lean into these strategies completely and stop trying to do these other things and just do this. And now I'm seeing, an amazing result from last
Wow.
night.
Wow. Wow, Robert, that's unbelievable. Seriously, well done. Well done. Wow, that's a major milestone. And it's you. It's you. That's you. That's really you. That's amazing. And it's really true. This whole concept that today I'm gonna crack open for you guys, this whole thing around no wrong, you'll see how deep the rabbit hole goes. It's really, really unbelievable. And everybody in the chat saying, wow, 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 well done. It's amazing. Very well done.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Okay, so what's worse? What do you think? How bad is life for someone, everyone, in that condition? That's in this condition that is just knowing wrong. They try, but they know wrong. They don't get the expected results, and the situation gets worse, and the problem grows, and they get more frustrated, and they get more angry, more pissed off, more hopeless, less willpower, less drive. How bad is it? How bad do you think it is? Like bad, yeah. Wendy's stuck. It becomes worse with time. Yeah, it, inevitably, it's bad. Yes, we agree. Yeah, Jenna, really bad. Bad, exactly, very bad. It's very bad. Yes, but I want to tell you, this is the good news. Why? Because there's something much worse. There's much worse, and what's worse is you know wrong. Because when you don't know, you'll make a boo-boo. So it's bad to maybe a little bit know wrong. Yes. So if we go back, I want to show you. Okay. First of all, you don't know that you know wrong. Then you fully know wrong. You start operating on wrong. Because when you don't know, you'll make a boo-boo, but you'll still be able to take responsibility to one degree or another and somehow aim to improve. Yeah, if I don't know, fine. If I don't know, it's all good. I make a mistake and I don't know and I know that I don't know. So, most people say I know what I don't know. Okay. If you know what you don't know, you're open to fixing it. But what's worse is when you know wrong. When you know wrong, exactly, Kelly, it's a closed door. You have a situation, for example, okay, where a doctor doesn't know what he's doing. Let's say, what happens if a doctor doesn't know what he's doing? He says he knows, but he doesn't know. What would happen? Let's say he's cheating. He says he knows, but he doesn't. He's a quack. What will happen is the patient will die, yes? Like he says he knows, yeah, you could get hurt or die, exactly. Yeah, the more problems. The patient will get killed, exactly. And what happens if a mechanic doesn't know? He's a cheat. He says he's a mechanic, but he doesn't. What will happen? Wrong medicine gets hurt, patients suffer. Yeah, in the case of a of a mechanic, the engine dies. Yes, the car breaks. There'll be a problem. Yes. Now, what happens if you don't know where you are going in life? What happens if you don't know where you're going in life? What happens is your purpose will die. Essentially, you will die. If you don't know where you're going in life, but you say you know, your purpose will die. You essentially, at that moment, you will die. And even if you're not buried yet, I know it's tough to say, but even if you're not yet buried, you will die. It's a lethal situation to not know where you're going. Are you with me? I know it's grim, but that's just the truth. It's like a doctor, like a mechanic. It's lethal. Is everyone with me so far? Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Okay, good. So when we have this situation with a mechanic that sees the engine that doesn't work, he'll eventually improve. But if your doctor is 100% sure that he knows, but really he knows wrong, every time the patient dies, he'll have the perfect justification. Every time the patient dies, he'll have a reason why he died. It wasn't the doctor, because the doctor knows, but he knows wrong. So he has a perfect justification for why the person died. Exactly. Makes sense? Are you with me? Now, your immediate reaction will be, no way. He can't be, he's not going to go and justify the patient dying. No, he can't be so human. But that's what happens. That's what happens. Let's have a look, okay? Let's have a look. Great. Thank you, Kiko, Pam, Jenna, Rudolph. Excellent. People used to bleed people to heal them. They knew wrong. But they were sure it was right. They were sure. People used to, if you were sick, they would cut you open and bleed you. And a lot of times people would die from the bleeding. The way to heal somebody sick was to make them bleed out. They knew wrong. People would die from that, but they were sure it was right. Correct, Rudolph. Unfortunately, most people know wrong, like the blind leading the blind. Exactly. There was a doctor in my area who made so many mistakes in surgery, hurting or killing patients. He eventually lost his license. Yeah, he justified. He knew wrong. Kapil, this was a few hundred years ago. Yeah, they used leeches. Exactly. Or people would burn children as sacrifice. Like crazy. They knew wrong. But at the time, they thought it was right. Yeah, exactly, Wendy. They would cut pieces of the body to heal the body. They knew wrong. They thought if I cut off your arm, your flu will go away or whatever. They knew wrong, but they were sure it was right. And even today, they give you drugs to fix mental disorders, and mental is not physical. How can you fix something non-physical by physical means? They know wrong. Even today, they give you drugs to handle something that's not physical. And let's not go too far. You probably spend more than you make, and you wonder why you're not successful. It's because you know wrong. It's the same. It's just like burning children as sacrifice, and you say that's wild. How can somebody ever do that? People spend more than they make, and then they say, "Why am I not successful?" You know wrong. Don't get me started. Yes, Pam. And the examples go on and on and on. The justifications for these are never logical, although they're very logical to the person making them. The doctor will tell you why the patient died, but he's a quack. That's the reason. The person in debt will tell you why they are in debt, but it's not the reason. Too many examples, exactly, Rudolph. Robert, there was a time in history when many mothers would die in childbirth and the doctors knew they were not responsible. Someone suggested washing hands before touching the patient and the mother stopped dying. Exactly, they found the real reason for the problem. Something that could bring an immediate improvement and something that we could do something about. Otherwise, it's justifying and the problem grows. So the question is, how do you get out of it if you know wrong? This is, of course, the question, the million-dollar question. So how do I get out of it? And most people in Australia, okay, not with you, not where you live, never, no, never, never in your city, but in Australia, most of the people, most of the time, know wrong. Okay? Most of the people know wrong. Find you. Yes, Rudolph, thank you. Yes. How do you know wrong? How do you know that you know wrong? You're oblivious to the deterioration. And by the time you see the deterioration, it's too late. You misestimate how bad your situation is. Correct, Jenna, you don't bring the results. It's much like getting older. You don't see that you get older until you look at a photo from 10 years ago. It's the same. You're oblivious to the fact that things are getting worse. And by the time you realize, it's too late. But there is a deterioration. Exactly, Robert. Yes, it's because they're upside down in Australia. Now, I'm sorry to say that most people have a very, very bad situation. I told you that in the money mind, every time I'm going to peel back the layers more and I'm going to force you to look because only when you see can you do something about it. So that's the truth. The cost of living goes up, but they earn the same. Their body deteriorates, but they eat worse. They consume more drugs, but they get less healthy. They work hard, they try to eat healthier, but they become sicker. They work harder, but their debt is out of control. This is the reality. If you don't learn how to release yourself from knowing wrong, I'm sorry to tell you, you will know more wrong and your situation will get worse. If you look at your life, you'll see that I'm not exaggerating when I say that the situation is very, very bad. But you're very good at masking it. The social show that you put out fools you into believing that the situation is not as bad, but me and you know something must be done about it. So for a long time, you're very good at showing that everything's okay. You mask it, and then you fool yourself that everything's okay, but the deterioration is happening. And the good news is something can be done about it, and you're not here by mistake. You are here because the Spirit knows. You know. That's why you're here today. It's not by mistake. Yes, yay, yes. Now, what's the handling? No wrong basically means you're relying on incorrect knowledge, yes? Yes, Deborah. Yeah, exactly. Correct. Yes, Robert. Wendy, wake me up. 100%. That's the idea. That's the idea with the WAKE program. It's not by mistake that it's called the WAKE program. No wrong basically means you're relying on incorrect knowledge. You're sure you know, but when you use what you know, you don't get the expected results. You get a deterioration. Do you agree? Do you get that? What no wrong basically means. Yeah, exactly. Not woke, not woke, wake. Exactly, Rudolph. Yes. Good. So what's the answer? The obvious answer is correct knowledge. The K in wake. Since people have a lot of incorrect knowledge, you need a lot of correct knowledge just to reverse it, just to start to stop the moving, the crashing plane takes a lot of force to just stop the decline. I need a lot of knowledge just to balance you out again, let alone make you soar. It takes a lot. A lot of correct knowledge is a requirement. It's not that in 2 seconds you become a doctor of business. You have to understand that it takes a lot. You look, even with Robert, what Robert said is he's been working on it and trying and going and trying this and going back to investing in it and making sure that he has the right knowledge and the right coach. And it takes a lot of knowledge, a huge investment. Thank you, Jen. A nice example. Thank you. Kapil, what if the person feels that it's not that bad and don't really understand how bad the situation is? That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because people don't see it. Just like this, as I said, there's a social mask they put on, they don't see it. Just like you don't see that you're getting older. Just like you don't see certain things. It's there, but you need to wake people up. You need to tell them the reality. I'm not holding back here. I'm telling you it how I see it. Now, it costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money. For example, if you want to do a doctorate today, it'll cost you $500,000. Investing in doing something like that, it costs a lot of money. Anyone that has made a major segue in knowledge has invested a lot of money. But the smart people that invest in themselves and become doctors, okay, assuming they're a doctor that knows, not like the doctor in our example, always win in the end. Those that invest in themselves win in the end. And those that didn't invest in themselves fail, suffer, and never forget to blame everyone but themselves. They're very good at blaming everyone, but they'll never look at them as the issue. They justify. So what's the handling? The handling. My purpose is to help you. And I really want to help you. Really. I really, 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 really have a mission to help people. Why? 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 Firstly, because I'm a nice guy. Okay? That's the first reason. Secondly, because I'm on a mission to create 10,000 ethical millionaires, and I want you to be one of them. I know that being a millionaire is just a sign of how much did you help others. More importantly, I know this. If I'll help you, I know you will help me. Your success is my marketing. And since I'm Jewish, as I said, and I look for cheap marketing, there's no cheaper marketing than showcasing your success. So my promise to you is I'm going to help you, despite the fact that you don't believe you can be helped at times. And we can help more others. Exactly, Rudolph. I agree on you being a nice and super wonderful guy. Thank you, Kapil. So I'm going to help you. Now, that's why I created this specialized program that costs more than $500,000. It's more valuable than a doctorate, but we're going to give a special discount. And that said, I don't want to give you something for nothing. If I give you something for nothing, it's really not the way to do it either, because if I make it really cheap, you will not really appreciate it. If I just gave you things for free, you won't appreciate it, you won't even do it. I won't be truly helping you. But on the other hand, I know that you don't have the money to start with to really invest a lot. Exactly, it's a criminal exchange, Kelly. So what's the solution? The solution, of course, is 1, give you data in small chunks, the data that will bring you immediate results. You'll see that if you're learning and it's not immediate improvement, the data that you're learning is not true. For Robert, it took him some time until he found something that started to bring immediate results. I know, Robert, you said, look, it took me time. It's not always immediate. You're right that the investment is, you're in it for the long haul. However, once you found workable data, bim, bam, boom, there was started to be improvements immediately. 2, getting you improved and you'll create more money. So we do it on a gradient. And 3, you can then pay me more and you can pay yourself more. That's how we do it. Small chunks, bite size, create an improvement, bring results, make more money, create more money, pay me more, pay yourself more. We grow and we grow and we grow. This specialized program is one that will make you money. And the more you will improve, the more you will help me and others. How are we going to make you rich? You're going to do the money mind. Some of you are already on. Some of you have signed up for the full year. But those of you that haven't yet, you're going to do the money mind. The money mind gives you access to up to $13,000 worth of business, sales, marketing, investing, and expansion courses designed to get you to know right and so do right. And the side effect of knowing right and doing right is money. A lot of money. The money mind is designed to reverse the know wrong and get you to know right. And the proof is in the pudding. That look at what Robert said. I didn't ask Robert to tell you that. It's just once he knows right, results happen. The road you embark on is a road to success. I'll not lie to you and tell you it'll be easy. But I can promise that as you will progress, your life and the life of everyone you love will improve. But it's not an easy road. In fact, things will not become easier. They'll become tougher. They'll become more challenging. But you'll become so much stronger that for you, any situation will be a no-brainer. And that's what fun is all about. Fun is overcoming the challenging situations. It's knowing what to do. It's getting deeper into the game. It's having bigger hurdles and overcoming them. So, we will first do an evaluation to determine what is your favorite disease. I want to see what's your favorite disease that you like. I want to find it so we can handle your favorite disease. The first step is I'm going to work with you personally and see what you need to handle. Next, we will tailor a study program for you. The program will be designed to take you from your current state to a higher state, and provided that you will apply on time what you need to apply, I can guarantee that the sky is not the limit for you. Next, you will realize that all those dreams that you lied to yourself and said they died are actually not only alive, but very much achievable for you. Every single one of you lied to yourself about your dreams, saying, I can't do it, that it's dead, I'm too old, the competition is too tough. No, it's achievable and it's alive. Now, since this universe is a tough universe and even the lions have a hard time in it, you will need continuous help. And this is where our ongoing support comes in. You'll have access to GP coaches that will give you ongoing support, answering questions, keeping you accountable, getting you to implement the programs, do the programs. That's where it comes in. So you're going to do the money mind. Part of this support is weekly group coaching calls with me. And you will get access to many more surprises. And one more thing, as you will progress, I'm telling you now, you will need more help. Don't think that as you improve, you'll need me less. No, you will need me more. I'm telling you it up front. LeBron James has more coaches and training the more he improves. I don't know if you know that. Today, the best basketball player in the world, or one of the best, has more coaches as he improves. So you need to know, but I don't know if you know that, by the way, LeBron James invests $3 million a year in himself, in his coaches, in massage therapists, in dribbling coaches, passing coaches, in actual basketball coaches, in mindset coaches. He's always investing in himself, even though he's the best. He has healthcare professionals, knee professionals. He's always investing in himself the more he improves. So you need to know that as you will progress, you will need to be willing to get more training, to get more coaching, and don't do the classic mistake of improving a little bit and then stopping the successful actions, which was coaching and training. That's the classic mistake. People start to improve and then they say, I don't need to do the lessons anymore. I've improved. And then they get the minuses. You're embarking on the road to truth, which is an amazing and exciting road, but with one condition. It cannot be walked halfway. It has to be walked all the way. If you're ready to embark on that road, fully understanding the good and the bad and the ugly, then the next slide is for you, and otherwise you can ignore the next slide. The cost. It's not $500,000 like it should be for a doctorate or for this level of knowledge. So let's look at the value. Weekly group coaching sessions like this one cost $260 for drop-ins. $260 for 4 weeks, sometimes 5, will be $1,040 monthly just for these sessions. These sessions alone are invaluable. Some of you shared wins of making sales that are 3, 4 times what you did last week, or the state of mind that you're in is so much better, calmer. This is invaluable. This is priceless. That alone is worth 1,400 weekly, but it would be monthly for those that want to drop in at 1,400, 1,040. But who cares? The point is that the coaching sessions will fix your personal problems. It's like having a personal doctor with you. So who cares? Now, up to $13,000 of course access, which means more than 13,000 pieces of not no turning into no. And I can guarantee that that will result in cash. But who cares? More importantly, your life will improve. Now, it's not $500,000, but let's look at the value. You're going to get a dedicated GP coach to answer any questions and support you. Why? Because confusion is handled by finding something stable. And life is full with confusion. There's confusion all the time. Now, the powerful GP coaches are trained to provide you that stable point that will take you out of any confusion. And the bottom line, what's in it for you? Bottom line, your dreams realized. That's the bottom line. Now, I made it the most affordable program in 15 years of GP. Okay? It's the most affordable ever. It's once off $197, which includes the coaching call with me to find your favorite disease and build you a tailor-made program. That's what the $197 is. And thereafter, it's $59 weekly. It should be $150, it should be $260 just for these coaching calls. But you get the support from specialized GP coaches. You get the course access. You get access to $13,000 worth of courses, a whole library of courses. It's unbelievable, honestly. I'm going to raise the price at some point on this. But anyway, no commitment. You can cancel anytime. So you can do 1 week and stop if you want. On the coaching call, I'll find what's the hidden areas that you know wrong and customize a program of knowledge for you. You'll get immediate access to one of my GP coaches designed to give you those points of stability. You'll unlock priceless material. You'll have weekly group coaching sessions with an incredible community of like-minded people designed to handle your personal issues. So in today's session, I went a little bit more into what the program is, but imagine we used an hour and a half on just giving you knowledge, concepts like I taught you last week, closing cycles of action, how to make income, answering questions like Deborah had, personal questions. So I suggest that you start taking action and go to gprosperity.com/moneymind. I know a lot of you have been thinking about it. Now is the time to join this program. Now, there's also a yearly option. There's one more option for those that are decisive and like to commit into investing in themselves. It's $1,999 for the year. Now, that saves you about 30%, and you get all kinds of perks. Yearly subscribers get me as their personal coach, not one of the GP coaches that are incredible, by the way, but you'll just have a direct line to me. Plus my support, WhatsApp, email, etc. You'll have $6,000 further of courses unlocked. You get access to some confidential programs, and you get a site-wide 15% discount. You're going to need to learn more. This isn't the silver bullet. This is packed with enough knowledge for a year, 2. I mean, there's so much data I'm giving you. It's a lot. And you're going to have all these weekly coaching calls, and there'll be assignments, and there'll be all kinds of things we're going to do. But if you want more, if you want to join, for example, one of our live seminars, if you want to get the soul coffee, if you want certain things, you will want discounts. And this year program gives you that as well. So the full year is discounted to $1,999 yearly, or weekly for only $59. You know, normally a coaching session like that with me costs like $300-400. It depends on how long we're doing it. This is just going to be $97, and we're going to do this coaching session. And that's what the money mind is all about. So register. Let's get you out of the no wrong. Let's start giving you knowledge. And next week, I'm not going to talk about the money mind and how to join anymore. Next week, everyone that's on will be members, and we're going to start to dive in every week into coaching. What I would like you to do, by the way, thank you for being on. What I'd like you to do for next week, as you go, take notes of questions that you run into in your business. You know, today there was 1 or 2 questions, but take notes of what I want to ask Gal. You know, I'm running into, I made this marketing uh, piece and I'd like Gal to look at it. Share it with everyone and I'll give you data of what to improve on your marketing piece. You know, I have some issues with my sales. Every time I'm on a call, they give me this objection and I never know what to say. Okay, tell me it on the coaching call. I'm going to handle it. You need to take advantage of that. And on top of that, you need to come with wins. Come with wins. And then I will come with answers. And every time there's going to be a segment, like I did for Deborah today, or like I told you about the real problem, how I peeled back the layer of what's really going on today. Every time I'm going to come with a segment of powerful knowledge that will give you some kind of a wow. Like last week was closing cycles of action, life changing. Every time we're going to have something like that. And every time I can customize the presentation for you, like what Deborah asked, and then I gave her something to answer her the following week. There'll always be that kind of support throughout. So that's what the Money Mind is about. I'm not promoting any other programs that I'm doing. I'm not doing anything else live, zero. Any one of my clients, I'm now telling them, look, Money Mind, this is what you need. It's affordable, it's powerful, it gives you lots of knowledge, it gives you access to me. This is the answer. And that's what I'd like you to join. So if anybody has any questions, I know a few of you have already joined, a few of you have talked to me about wanting to join, but if any of you are not yet sure, then just speak to me and we'll get you on. Do you have any questions for me? Anything that I can answer about that, about anything else? Deborah, we can speak, no problem. I have a call after this with Barbara and then we can speak as well, Deborah. So anything else? I don't have my own business yet. How will this help me? Because it will totally give you knowledge to handle what you need in your life. It's not called just the money. It's called the money mind because it's a mindset handling as well. And that's why in the first call, Avery, we're going to find what's hidden from you because you think that you know what your problem is. But I will reveal once we talk, once I have a look, we'll find what's the hidden element that you currently don't see that we have to handle. Thank you for putting the link in, Jenna. Today's data of pluses and minuses was also from a confidential program, I think. Yeah, it's data that is gold, but depending on what's needed, I'll give it to you. You'll see how deep the rabbit hole goes. I have a lot to teach you. And you'll see we're going to talk about mindset. We're going to talk money. We're going to talk spirituality. We're going to talk about how do you actually improve your relationships? How do you turn your friends into clients and your clients into friends? How do you handle worries, stress? How do you handle the depression? How do you handle doubts that come up? How do you ensure that people appreciate you more? How do you get more reviews? How do you sell more? When you do free coaching calls for people, how do you close clients on free coaching calls instead of letting them slip through the cracks? Whatever you need, my mission is to help you. That's what I'm here for. That's what the members of the Money Mind will get. Wendy, great meeting and lots of info. That's the idea. Lots of info. Yes. And definitely, there will never be a problem where you tell me, look, the stuff you told me is too surface level, or it wasn't rich enough, or I didn't get enough from it. You will tell me, I need more about that. Oh, that concept was a bit mind-bending. I'm not sure I totally get it yet. How can you explain to me more about that? Or wow, this is something fascinating. I need to chew on it. I'm always going to give you something real, something not some. I see other programs and I'm like, what are they even talking about here? So we're going to give you the real deal here. Avery, I really enjoyed today's lesson. Great, Avery, great. You need to join the Money Mind, Avery. Avery's been with us for, I think, 10, 12 years, something like that. She's amazing. She's really amazing. Barbara, you're very welcome. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Now, one more thing I want to tell you, actually. It reminded me now. If you get people to join, okay, because I know some of you you listen to this and you think of people that you go, wow, if only they knew about this, or wow, I really want to help them, or whatever, like you start thinking of colleagues or family members or friends that you just wish that you could give them access to the data you're learning. What we're going to do is I'm going to make it so that there's a couple of options, okay? I want to help you for helping them and helping me. So if you bring people to the Money Mind, and what do I mean by that? You set them up on a call with me. I'll speak to them. I'll find out how I can help them, and I'll have them join the Money Mind. If they join the Money Mind and they stay on for 4 weeks, their once-off fee of 197 will go as a referral fee. Thank you to you. So it's a way that we can help one another. If you think people can benefit from this coaching, I speak to them, I close them, I help them. They pay the 197, they stay on for 4 weeks, you get the 197 as a referral fee. So it's a way that you can also benefit from helping others. And my mission is to help many people, so you help me with my mission like that as well. So that's just another side note, by the way. And it's a nice way to make an additional bit of income, but it's not about the money at all. It's just about creating that exchange and getting people to join the community. I'm looking for more like-minded people. I'm looking for my 10,000. My 10,000 is my 10,000 ethical millionaires. That's what I'm looking on, and it's a massive numbers game. Yes, Jenna, it is amazing. It is very, very amazing. And that's it. Okay, is there anything else that I can answer or help you with before we part ways and meet again in a week? Okay, Keiko, yes, no problem. We can speak, of course, of course. Kiko, you look great, by the way. You look really great. Doesn't
Thank
she
you.
look great? Seriously, you look
Thank you
amazing.
so much.
Yeah, really.
Is it because of the background?
No, I don't know. It's just something with the lighting. I don't know. You look like, I don't know. It looks nice. I don't
Oh,
know
I
what it is.
see.
Yeah, we've spoken a lot, but
Yeah,
somehow, I don't know, just the vibe.
yeah.
You look shining.
Oh, and,
Yeah.
and Gail, yeah, I need to know more detail about this, and yes, will be nice that yeah, you can tell me more about it.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Uh,
I'll speak to you as well. The whole idea
okay.
here, I wanted to create like the be all end all of coaching programs, something that somebody can join and get on, and this is like endless material, support system, community, all in one. That's it. Like that, the search is over. The search is over. This is like we're on a path. And of course, it doesn't mean that you don't need more and more and more. Yes, you will. But it's enough to get things moving, to start moving the needle on getting some income, on improving the condition. And the other benefit is that if there's issues that you run into, you're not alone. So as long as you are in communication with me and telling me what's going on, like, hey Gal, look, I'm doing the invisibility cloak, but I'm having an issue with XYZ, or I still have a question on blah, or what, then I can answer you, but you have to tell me. I need the communication so that I can answer. But you have a guarantee that you have a personal touch. I'm never going to leave you hanging, is the point. Um, Deborah, what link? Okay, how do you connect them?
Mhm.
Give them my email. Just connect us on email. Hey, Gal, I'm connecting you here in CC to Jenny. Jenny's interested in joining. This is what she does.
Okay.
She's a friend of mine for 15 years and
Mm,
she's wanting to improve her business. Put me in an email with her.
okay.
I'll say, great, Jenny, let's set up a call.
Okay, so a
Yeah,
double email, like CC
yeah,
on the
that
email.
can work
That's
too.
better. I
Yeah,
prefer that.
that's fine.
Great,
Kapil
thank
said
you.
amazing. Yeah, you're welcome. Kapil said amazing program. It feels like a mastermind. I'll connect with you, Gal, on WhatsApp to get started. Perfect, Kapil. Yeah, it'll be great. It is a mastermind. A mastermind is probably what I should call it, the money mastermind. But mastermind is a little bit overused, so we just called it the money mind. Okay, so thank you all for being on. So good to see your faces. I can't wait to work with you further and further. I'll see you next week. Any questions? Each of you has my number. Speak to me, and I'm looking forward to continuing. Jenna, you're very, very welcome. Yeah, it's quite cool. So Jenna, one note I'll say is Jenna's amazing. She's been with us for many years as a client, but she was originally a friend that came through. So basically, my wife and I met at the same time with Jenna. What happened was I was living in Cape Town, South Africa. My wife was based, no problem, Kiko, see you. My wife was living in Florida. My dad made a connection between my wife and I. At the time she obviously wasn't my wife, and we started talking about her coming to Cape Town. And Mariah, my wife, had a friend named Jenna who said, "Okay, I'll go with you." And only because Jenna agreed to come with her did the trip happen. And on that trip, my wife and I started our relationship, and the rest is history. And Jenna's been a friend now for over 10 years. And it basically, I wouldn't be with my wife today, most likely, without Jenna being a major part of the story. And so that's Jenna. And then as of a few years ago, she's become a client and worked with us in a major way, improved in so many different ways, has an amazing family. Her husband is now working with me, and she's amazing. It's been the most beautiful love story to watch. Yes, Jenna. And what I like about this platform for Jenna, who's been on many of our programs, it's a different style because everybody's cameras are on. It's an open conversation. So this is the Money Mind is a different way than we do most of our programs, which I like this format quite a lot. Robert, thanks, Gal. Really appreciate your valuable insights and how you articulate your message in a way that resonates with me. Well, Robert, well done. It's really you. It's you. As I said at the beginning, you already know. And I can really see that you have a mission to know, to become source. And that's what we're all about. Yeah. Avery, how's Atlas doing? She's a sweetie. Atlas is just incredible. I cannot say enough about this little baby. She's just unbelievable. You guys have to all meet her soon. She's a little powerhouse, and I can't wait to see what she does in this world. She's amazing. Yeah, Jenna got to meet her in person. Wendy, mwah, bye-bye. See you. See you all. Have a very, very good rest of your day and see you next week. Bye. It was so good seeing everyone. Bye-bye.
Here we go.